This video isn't about finance, but it might tell you more about me than all the other videos that I've made combined. In July, I decided to do something that I've never done before. I went on my first solo trip, 525 kilometers away from home, to a place I've never seen, no friends, no family, just me, my car, and a week by the sea. I chose a place near San Benedetto del Tronto, a quiet beach town, nothing crazy, just sea, sun, and space. It was the first time I've ever driven that far alone. Over 1,000 kilometers in total, round trip, and I wasn't just driving to relax. I was driving into the unknown. This wasn't just a vacation. It was more like a challenge, a way to test myself, to see who I am when there are no distractions, no noise, and no one else around. Even though I'm someone who already spends a lot of time alone, despite having a lot of close friends, I realized I'm much less autonomous than I thought. Despite still living with my parents, I thought that I was pretty responsible. But during this trip, I found out how even simple things, like going to the beach alone, can be more complex than they seem. If you drive there by yourself, there always is a chance that you might lose your keys. And you are 10 kilometers away from your Airbnb, you're 500 kilometers away from home. So what do you do in that case? Or let's say you go for a swim, and suddenly you realize, what if someone opens my backpack? What if I come out and my phone, my wallet, my car keys are all gone? I know that these thoughts might sound silly, but they opened a whole new perspective for me. I started realizing how many things in life I take for granted. How many risks I don't even consider, not just during a trip, but in my work, in my goals, and in my YouTube channel. That's when I understood something important. I need to train myself to anticipate these things, to stop assuming that everything will just work out. Because often, when a problem happens, whether on YouTube or in life, it's something that I could have seen coming, and I just didn't take it seriously. It's not about overthinking or stressing yourself out, but it's about simply being aware, being responsible, and training your brain to spot the things that matter before they become problems. The truth is that I've been preparing for this for weeks. Not on purpose, but looking back, I realized I was training myself to be alone. One night I went to a restaurant by myself, without headphones, without using my phone. I just sat there, ate, and thought. It was awkward at first, but it taught me something. I had gotten used to noise, and I decided that I wanted to unlearn that. So more and more, I started choosing silence, walking without music, sitting without scrolling, just being with myself and nothing else. I'm not someone who struggles to be around people. I actually have a lot of close friends, a lot of people that I care about deeply. But I realized that I've never really been alone, or at least not like this. So I started asking myself, what am I running from? Why do I always jump into the next thing, the next conversation, and also the next relationship? Because the truth is that for the past 7 years, I was never really single. I had 4 relationships back to back. It's not about wanting to go back, because I don't want that. It's about finally acknowledging that I had pushed everything under the rug. And eventually, the dust builds up. And this trip forced me to lift that rug, to stop escaping, and to finally deal with it. Because most people are obsessed with input. They want to consume as much as possible. Videos, podcasts, books, information, but they never stop to process it. They become trash bins full of paper, full of random thoughts, unconnected facts, opinions that don't belong to them. They don't create a real, structured worldview. They just collect noise. Walking or running 1 hour a day for the past previous months helped me understand this. It gave me space, not just to think, but to organize, to sort through what I've absorbed, and to decide what actually matters to me. And that's when it hit me. I had done the same thing with my relationships. I never slowed down, never paused to really feel anything. So even though the last one ended almost a year ago, I've never truly faced the pain. I didn't let it hurt, I just buried it. And by doing that, I also buried everything good I had learned from those experiences. I don't miss anyone, I don't want to go back, but I do want to stop hiding. to stop being afraid of facing what's uncomfortable. Because that's how you grow. That's how you take something painful and turn it into something meaningful. Here is the weird part. I never really felt bad. From the very beginning, I felt calm and even joyful. Not because everything was perfect, because it wasn't, but because I showed up, because I was present, because I was finally doing something for myself and no one else. But the real test didn't come from the beach or from the drive. It came from silence. The moments at night, after working on the channel, when the flow ended and I looked up, and I realized that I was truly, completely alone. Not lonely, but just alone. And that's where the real questions came in. Do I like being with myself? Do I trust myself? Do I know myself? Do I like myself? The discomfort doesn't come when you're busy. It comes when you stop. When I was scrolling through my phone, I didn't feel sad, but I felt like I was wasting something. Like I was throwing away a moment I could never get back. Being alone with your thoughts is very hard, but avoiding them is even worse. This trip also made me rethink how I work. I'm someone who does a lot. I don't want to brag, but I work 9 to 5. I go to university, I work out, I run, and I work on this channel. And for a long time, I was proud of how full my days were. 15 hours of work? Great. Barely any free time? Even better. But I started to realize something. Sometimes I would stretch a task just to fill time. Write a video in 2 hours when I could have done it in 1. Not to make it better, but just to feel like I was doing more. And that's not productivity. That's fear. Fear of slowing down. Fear of having space. Now what I want to do is that I want to flip the script. To focus on the tasks and not the hours. To finish what needs to be done, efficiently, intentionally, and then allow myself to breathe. It might not happen overnight, especially with everything else going on, such as my weight loss journey, my deadlines, my goals, so I might keep pushing myself until the very end of the year. But in 2026, I want to live differently. More space, more stillness, more honesty. I'm not special for doing this. I'm not better than anyone, but I want you to try something. Take a day, a weekend, an hour. Turn off your phone, go to a new place, and be alone. Don't run from your thoughts. Don't hide in your habits. Let yourself feel what you've been avoiding. Because sometimes, the thing that you're afraid to face is the very thing that will set you free. I didn't film anything crazy. No drone shots, no fancy edits. Just me talking to you, sharing my thoughts. Because sometimes, the most powerful things in life are also the quietest. This wasn't about escaping, it was about arriving at a version of myself that I've never really met before. And I truly think that we all have one. So go out there and seek yours.